Hello. Welcome to the Way of the Unicorn, or Ask the Unicorn, as many of you may remember. I'm Mahur Razif, for those of you that are just joining us, and this is my stalwart life mate,
What?
sidekick person.
Life mate.
Oh,
No.
just
Sidekick.
go with it. What do you mean? You're my daughter. Just carry on.
Tonight is episode 39, and today is June 25th, 2014. And I'd like to make an announcement. This Saturday, we will be at the Standish Summer Spectacular at the Community Marketplace. We will be doing readings. He will be offering readings.
10 and 15-minute readings, spot readings.
Yes.
So if you're in the area, come by and see us.
Yeah.
We'll be very happy to take your money.
I wanted to dress up as a unicorn, but he said no.
No, there'll be no
I
dressing.
thought it would have been funny.
Yeah, it'd be funny, all right. All right, so I have some people to say hello to. Hi, Juliana. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see. There's some wonderful things that are going on. I'm going to try to not rant this evening, although I have much to rant about. I will try to keep it nice and cool. But it's raining outside, and that's basically because they chemtrailed heavily yesterday and the day before, just because it was a beautiful day, and they just couldn't, whoever is doing it just couldn't let us have a beautiful week. So the result is today it's raining, and I heard some thunder out a little earlier. But hopefully it'll clear up soon, and the humidity can go away. There are people that just don't do very well in humidity. I do okay in humidity, but there are people that do not. So I'm hoping this humidity goes away, because it's not real humidity, it is man-made. All right. Now, we have some topics to go over this evening, but first I want to address some of the questions that are being asked. Before I do that, this is our portion where we talk about movies. And unfortunately, I had to suffer through a couple of movies that are on Xbox Video. There's a whole rash of movies that just don't make any damn sense. They just don't. And you got. They start off with a really good idea, I think, and I can't even remember the name of this movie. It was so bad. I suffered through it. And then there was another movie that I watched that had Willem Dafoe in it. And, Willem Dafoe is a good actor, I think. But we don't need to see this guy naked at all, ever. No one should.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, you missed that
I'm
part.
glad I missed that part.
Yeah, you should be glad it was.
Ew.
So I'm hoping that they have some sense. Again, I need to talk to you people out there that are taking these parts in movies that are just stupid. Okay. In all of the movies that there are out there, there's always this black person or a Hispanic person or a Chinese person, male mostly, that always gets killed for no apparent reason, just so they can kill someone. You have nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with the plot, nothing to do with the beginning. Oh, there's a random person, let's go kill him. You people need to stop taking roles like that. That's just ridiculous. That's stupid. Stop taking roles like that. And women, this is how I judge a good movie. Let me tell you. If I hear within the first 5 minutes, woohoo! I'm not watching it. I love breasts. But if I see a pair of breasts within the first 5 minutes, I'm not watching it. Okay? Because that means they totally ran out of ideas. Absolutely. And just had to throw something in there just to get people to go, oh, Hooters.
To say what? What was that?
Whatever.
Why is your Skype on?
I have no idea. And why would you ask?
It's a distraction.
Only to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I gauge movies. Okay, if there's something that is absolutely ridiculous, I'm not watching the movie. And you know what? You shouldn't either. And all of you actors and actresses out there, stop taking parts that are going to compromise your character. You don't have to sell everything for $1. Okay, you can keep your integrity, for God's sake. You know, then you're going out and taking your clothes off and then talking about the subjugation of women. Well, how are you helping? Really? You know, so don't do that. There are some good movies that are out. I told you last week about Edge of Tomorrow. There's some good movies coming out, and most of them are done by independent filmmakers. There's a good friend of mine that has one movie that they finished, and it is How to Kill a Zombie. You might look for that soon, and that is Bill McLean and Ben McLean. And there will be another really wonderful couple of movies coming out by independent filmmakers. One of them is called Frostbite, in which I am taking part in, and also my film, Valkyr. And if you have the wherewithal, please be interested enough to help us bring you something beautiful. Okay, there's some very good directors and filmmakers, independent filmmakers that truly are independent, and we don't get all of the money, but we would like to. So if there are any philanthropists out there, or any people that are looking to invest in theater or looking to invest in film or independent film, please consider us. Okay, that would be people like Seth Roberts, that would be Alan Dillingham, that would be myself, Oharuzi Deliza, there's Bill McLean, that is so many people that are out there that are doing films. David Garfield, doing wonderful films. So look into
Cosby.
it. And there's also Cosby, they're doing
Crosby Tatum.
Is that his name? Cosby Tatum.
Crosby
Tatum. That we are all doing our best to bring you something beautiful. So have some interest in us. Okay, let's move on. So what have we got here for questions tonight? Oh, by the way, I will answer any type of question that you have, so long as it pertains to the metaphysical, the mystical, the spiritual, and the paranormal. However, there are two types of questions I do not answer, not on this public forum. That is whether or not someone's going to die and whether or not someone is cheating on each other. That's none of my business, okay? And it really is nobody else's business. And as far as worrying about whether or not someone's going to die, that's not fair, okay? So, other than that, every question is fair game. Yes, I am very knowledgeable about many, many things. Not just a little knowledgeable. I have striven my whole life to master the areas that I put my fingers in. You can't put your fingers in an area unless you're willing to dive into it 100%, and I do exactly that. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. You can get into our chat room, or you can call us at area code 207-347-5686. Once again, that is area code 207-347-5686. All right, so what do we got this evening?
First question comes from Neith Casanova.
Hello.
They say, I have a question about addiction, specifically cigarettes. My partner was trying to make yet another attempt at quitting. This time, however, it seems she really wanted to do it with real intent. This time, but she had such an intense emotional reaction because, as she said, this time felt like it would happen the other times. She always cheated. I wanted to know what she can possibly tap into to make a true effort to quit. Of course, I know she has to really want to do it.
Yeah, she does have to want to do it, and she can't be pressured. I think that she is quitting because someone else wants her to, and you can't do that. That's not going to work. That's never going to work. You have to come to that realization yourself. Okay, and then when you come to that realization, you don't go buy another pack hoping that you'll smoke less. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to quit. Now, I can only tell you from my personal experience, I quit, and I quit cold turkey, if that's what they call it, although I happen to like cold turkey, and it wasn't the best experience that I had, so I can't really compare it to cold turkey. But what I can say is that a lot of times people will go and buy a pack of cigarettes and they'll smoke all of the cigarettes in it, and then they'll get down to the last cigarette and say, make this proclamation, I'm going to quit. And, but you've already smoked all the whole pack of cigarettes, One of the things you can do is if you can trick yourself, and then you just have to show some willpower. I bought a fresh pack of cigarettes, and then I looked at it and I said I quit. I destroyed the pack of cigarettes, didn't smoke one of them, and I have not gone back since. That was over 9 years ago. And I apologize to everybody in advance, all those people that I would come into contact with. Sometimes there were public classes that I would make an apology before I began to say anything. And I would say, you all have to really excuse me, I just quit smoking. And that means that for the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4, I will be a prime USDA son of a bitch. And I like to apologize in advance because I cannot be held responsible for anything that I say because I am in a state of delirium. Okay, so you might think of things like that to tell everybody, because really that's what your partner is probably a little irritated about. It is that emotional thing, and it's not necessarily emotional, it's a habitual thing. You get used to something and you go through a withdrawal no matter what type of entity you are trying to get rid of. Okay, so one of the things that you might do is don't start smoking if you know that it's going to affect you in a certain way. Okay, so don't go buying a pack. Don't do any of that, because all it's going to do is slow you down. Okay, so I hope that helps you. All right, what have we got for the next question?
This next question, if I can find it, is from Victoria Sugrim. She says, hello again, thank you for a good answer on my last question.
No problem.
I've got this feeling...
What is the feeling?
We got this feeling that there is stuff going on in the sky. I've noticed that the
You're
clouds
right.
and the
You're
light...
absolutely right.
I've noticed that the clouds and the light from the sun are so weird and beautiful in a really strange way. Something's going on, but what?
Well, I kind of told you about that yesterday. Okay, there are things that are being hidden from us that we don't really understand. Okay, and there are things. Well, I understand, and maybe there are a few people out there that do understand. This whole thing with the sky, the chemtrailing all across the globe, the mysterious cloud cover and the unstable weather. This is all part of that whole agenda that I was trying to tell people about years and years ago, that they used that whole global warming farce to create companies that would go out and tamper with the weather, trying to control it. See, because if they can control the weather, then they think that they can control people. It's amazing how stupid scientists really are, because they think that everybody's just going to roll over. And I'll admit that there are probably a lot of people that will just roll over and just go with whatever they say is the truth. But the fact is that this earth warms and cools at its own volition. And there's nothing that mankind is going to ever be able to do that will affect that one way or another. However, you can do things on a temporal basis to cause cloud cover, to cause precipitation, to create precipitation. It's called cloud seeding is what it is. And they're seeding it with a bunch of very dangerous things. These are heavy metals that are capable of destroying our ozone layer, yet they make an issue and say that other things are destroying the ozone layer like hairspray. And I cannot really believe that there are actually people so stupid as to believe that you are causing harm to the ozone layer with your can of hairspray. Okay? But there are people that are that dumb, so also we have definitely been visited by people and are being continuously visited by people from other planets and solar systems and other galaxies. Now, whether you believe that or not, I don't care to get into a debate about it. I can only tell you that I myself have seen such things, and there is no way you will ever be able to convince me that I did not see what I saw. So there is a great deal going on with the sky. The cloud cover is to hide something. It's to hide a bunch of things. And why these alien species, these extraterrestrial species would come here and hide behind cloud cover, wow, what a bunch of cowards. And the fact that whoever it is that is within our government is coordinating events with them or cooperating with them at our expense is unacceptable. And that's not just the United States government, that's every government. And I want to know who these people are. I'd like to ask them just a few choice things. Just a few. They're so intelligent, what are you hiding for? I really do believe that the systematic change of the weather patterns and the climate is to hurt people. And I think it's deliberate. And that's just the way that I believe. But it's also based upon some of the research that I have done, and also because of my work in the paranormal field, I understand that there are portals that are opening up all over the place. Portals is such a stupid, overused word, so I'm just going to call it there are openings all over this world that have recently manifested, that there are things that are coming out of, and whether or not you see them is irrelevant. I'm just telling you that there are some very negative vibrations that are coming out of these openings, and more of them are manifesting on a daily basis, which is why you need to be able to develop yourself for those people that are out there that are gifted, that have a gift, that have some ability to fight these nasty things and fight the etheric entities that are trying to hurt us. You need to come out of hiding. Seriously. It's time for us to pretty much save our planet. Not only save our planet, but save all that are within our planet. And we have to start seeing things for what they really are. Don't sit up and buy the hype. Get out of these stupid political parties that are going to tell, well, I'm a Republican and I'm a Democrat. Because in truth, it's a big game. Huge game. All they do is they go and they have us believe that they are competing for our rights, and then they go have a cup of coffee together and laugh at us because we're a bunch of squirrels chasing each other around in a stupid maze just to get a nut, because we actually believe that these people have any interest in what it is that we are doing. We actually believe that they're on our side. And you know something? They're not. They're on their own side. If they were actually on our side, guess what? They wouldn't make issues about general assistance. They wouldn't make issues about illegal aliens. They wouldn't make, issues about people coming to one country or another. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. This world belongs to everybody. And what? We set up governments that are based upon lies just simply so we can oppress somebody else. Okay, see, I'm getting dangerously close to ranting. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I'll just go. But you're right, sweetheart. There really is something with the skies. And when you're ready to train, let me know. I'll help you get that ability under control, okay? All right.
She's like Daisy.
Yeah.
She's like Daisy.
Yeah. She's actually quite sensitive.
Cool. And Rebecca Kessler was commenting on the openings. She says, on the openings, I've wondered that myself. That would be fascinating to hear more about it. Is the sun a portal?
The sun is actually a diffuser. Okay? I mean, it's an actual body. In other words, that it has so many different qualities. And, we talk about light, and we talk about heat, and we talk about solar rays and solar flares, and the sun going nova, and, all of this stuff. In truth, the sun is a great form of protection. It actually protects us from a lot of things. Don't you find it ironic that these massive solar winds come from the sun, but we're still in place? That means that there's something that's orchestrating every single thing. And Rebecca, it is time for you to get up off of your keister and start doing something, okay? I'm just going to have to tell you point blank, because if I don't tell you point blank, you just won't get it. You have a very highly intelligent mind, yet you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with, and you're letting people believe that you're not as smart as you are, and you need to quit. Okay? There are things that you know within your heart and within your mind that you are supposed to get about doing, that you are supposed to get about learning to do. Yet you are oppressing yourself based upon what you think someone else wants you to do. And it is time for you to stop doing that. There is no more time for that. Okay? You are supposed to help people understand things. You are supposed to be a leader. But you can't be a leader if you're sitting there shrinking behind what you think that you have. That's the only reason you're not doing it, because you're afraid of losing something you believe you have. In truth, if you don't do something, at some point in time, someone's going to figure out how to take everything from you. So you might as well start now so that you diffuse that situation and create a different destiny for yourself and others. Okay. That was the unicorn coming out. Sorry about that. So, I just had to tell you that because I can see your energy. Your energy is very dynamic and it can be very, very helpful in the war against evil. And that's the truth. But you've got to make a decision to commit. And that goes for all of you out there that have a gift. All of you that have vision. All of you that have an ability. All of you that have some level of positivity that you can help people. Whether you're a psychic, telepathic, whether you are an intuit, whether you are a person that is precog, whether you're clairvoyant, whether you have the ability to see auras or detect energy or feel energy or smell energy or taste energy or hear energy, whatever. Okay? If you are well versed in the art and lifestyle of witch or Wicca, okay, then you need to be that 100% and quit apologizing for who you are. If you know that you have something on the inside of you that is compelled to uphold valor, that is compelled to uphold understanding and wisdom and joy and positivity, quit hiding. The morons don't hide. You know, it's really funny. When we get people who are on the side of positivity, who are actually on the side of positivity, that have these beautiful things on the inside of them, they're always apologizing to the nutcases that are out there, that are willing to do things like lie, cheat, and steal. You know, that's enough. Time to move on. Time to grow up. You got all of that growth stuff that the universe sent for us for a reason. Now, accept it. Time to assimilate it. Start disciplining yourself. Okay? Don't believe all that crap about global warming, cooling, whatever, from Man Bear Pig. You know, you have to start seeing things for what they are. This earth superheats and supercools in a cycle. It is much bigger than it was like 1,000 years ago. It expands. It grows. Do you honestly believe that the temperature is always going to stay the same when it's in a state of growth? These scientists know this, but somebody paid them to shut up and say some absurd things. And it's the most amazing thing ever that there are people that sit up and believe them. Actually believe. These are the same scientists that said that the earth was flat. These are the same scientists that said that this particular type of a person can't mate with this type of person and have children. Yes, those people. Okay? These are the same scientists that said that women are not capable of doing things. Okay? That all women are weak. Yeah, same scientists, same ones. And the same government that is run by a small pack of dinosaurs that aren't even velociraptors. They just have velociraptors working for them. Okay? The same people. And it's time for us to stop listening to them. We have to do something and make them change. We have to show them, listen, this is our country. And we don't want our country to be ugly anymore. So you people need to change. Change or get out. We need to find someone that is actually going to be there to represent us, not someone who's going to be there to represent the dollar or 407 years ago. What? Sorry. We don't have one of those desks that's really heavy and it doesn't move. You know, we have this rickety one. Anyway, again, something keeps pushing me towards ranting.
Well, I have a few comments.
What do you got?
Rebecca says, "Thank you. I don't know where to go from here. I feel my time has passed upon me. I have a few final things to put to rest, but you're right. Thank you."
You're very, very welcome. You should call me and talk to me sometime.
Yes. And Maureen Larson says, "New York, a definite hotspot of negative energy."
You're right, and there is an actual portal right in the middle of New York. Long explanation how I know that. But if you care to know sometime, you really want to be able to help in the fight against such things, talk to me.
Oh, we have a shout out to Casey Salter. She said, "Here,
Hi.
I'm here."
Hi,
Hi,
Casey. How you doing?
She wanted to stop by with her mom sometime.
Sure,
All right.
certainly.
Yeah, just call and set up an appointment so you
Certainly.
can stop by with your mom sometime.
Yeah.
Casey. That would be fun.
I like her.
Yeah, the animals will like her too.
Yeah.
And moving on,
All right, so what else have you got for me?
we have a few more questions. Where'd my picture go? There we go. We have a question from Morley.
Hey, Merle.
Morley says, "What can I do to be more relaxed and centered in myself after a night out? I easily feel drained after being to a party and meeting lots of people, and it feels like I carry energy imprints from those experiences. The result is that I feel anxious and can't focus on my daily activities. Any suggestions?"
Well, yeah, you do need your rest. You need to, not only do you need to rest, but you need to cleanse. When you go back home, what you need to do is get out of the clothing that you've been out and about with all of these people in, and then change into something different. That's how you let go. Because see, energy has a way of steeping itself into you, and if you don't get rid of it, it becomes a part of your energy, and that's probably what you're feeling. Right now, you are in a wonderful change. Remember, we talked a little while ago, and you're in a great change, but you need to keep that vision and all of that experience clean and pure. That way, you can carry out what it is that you need to do without wavering, okay? But if you got all of these different people's energy, you're going to waver at some point in time because you mix with a lot of people that are compromising. So that's one of the things that you can do. Also do a small regimen that you can do daily. Just sit with the candle for a while and contemplate your day, and then take that whole experience of your day and place it in the palm of your hand in your mind's eye and blow it away. Do this 3 to 7 times, and then you'll be fine. Cleanse yourself, get something good, nourishing to eat. Say anything that is a positive affirmation as to where it is and what it is that you are doing, and then move on, and you'll be fine. Okay? And when you get ready to take classes, let me know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. So, Morley, I was talking to your sister yesterday, Vicky Viper, and she was teaching me some Swedish, just some small stuff. And it's really interesting because, as you all know, in my movie Valkyr, I play the part of Thor. I have water right here. And actually, she told me that the way they pronounce it is Tor. So I'm changing some things. It's Tor, and Odin, the way that we do it because we're country, is Udin. And let's see, what do they call it? Mjolnir is Mjolnir. Okay, so I'm learning, and I really think that it's going to be awesome because I'm going to actually speak Swedish in the movie. I would be awesome speaking Swedish. You know that? Nobody would ever see that coming.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
We have an inside joke and it just cracks me up every time I hear that.
Whatever. I would be awesome speaking Swedish.
Why stop there? Go with German too.
Well, I sang German in school, remember? I sang German. I want Swedish. I want Swedish and Danish. That's what I want.
Cool.
And then by the way, you have to show me how to say Valkyrie.
Who is
I don't know.
that?
I don't know.
Turn it off.
You have to show me how to say Valkyrie in Swedish, and a lot of other stuff that you'll have to show me in Swedish. Okay?
Oh.
Who's that?
Hi. I got it.
Who's that?
We got Casey on the phone.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Casey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Um,
A few minutes drag on your.
Yeah, there is a lag. You kind of have to turn your sound down.
I'm on my cell. I gotta step outside. Sorry. Really quick. I have a obsessive compulsive thing that is self-destructive.
Okay.
And I'm just looking for some way to tap into my inner beauty to say, don't do this, or something to that effect.
Well, the first thing that you have to do is you have to find the root as to why you're obsessive and compulsive. I mean, there had to be an experience that caused that particular type of a reaction. And based upon your particular energy, I'm going to say that happened about 9 years old. 9 to 12 years old, that actually happened, where you just felt like something got taken away from you. So now you kind of grab and you hold on to everything. I got it. Okay, so you hold on to everything. Okay, but we can actually go into great detail, and I can help you with that compulsion if you just come and see me.
That would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to make an appointment with you for sure.
Sure, just come and see me, and we can sit down and we can talk, and I can help you out with that. Because what it'll do is it probably causes you a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So we need to get the stress out from under you. And actually, that's the little twinge in your energy that I kept detecting the last time I saw you. Your energy goes fine, and all of a sudden it twinges, like it tweaks a bit. We call that a bad string. Like you have all of these wonderful guitar-like strings, and there's one that's just kind of, that irritates the others. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be happy to help you out with that. It's not a problem. It's a process, but it can be done quite simply. Actually, and one of the things that you can do.
I definitely need to get up and see you. I really feel that you have some really good insight for sure.
Well, thank you. One of the things you can do in the meantime is ask yourself 3 questions. Okay? Those questions are, who are you, where are you, and what are you doing? Okay? You have to open a dialogue with yourself. Just make sure you do answer. I always say this.
Yeah.
I was taught this in my early years of my education was, who am I? I'm a spiritual being. Where am I? I'm in a spiritual world. What am I doing? I'm growing and evolving daily. So you have to start someplace to reclaim something. I think that a retrieval would do you good.
A retrieval? Or a retreat?
Retrieval.
Retrieval,
it's called a soul retrieval. Basically what it is you go back and pick up lost parts of yourself, and you actually become your own rescuer. And that will be directed by myself, and I can take you back as far as you need to go in order to unlock you from whatever it is that you put yourself in your past.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be from necessarily this life. It can be from a previous lifetime.
Oh, yeah. I've picked up on that a few times as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's a definite energy to you that is very, very free, except for that twinge once in a while. And maybe that's that obsessive compulsive thing. I'll help you out with it. Come see me when you can, okay?
I definitely need to, yes.
All right. Yeah, I know you need to, but what I want you to do is I actually want you to come see me. See, because an obsessive compulsive disorder will cause you to procrastinate getting rid of it because it doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So it will say things
Yeah.
like, "Well, yeah, I need to. I know I need to. Yeah, I know I need to." No. You have to tell me right now that you're going to.
I am.
Okay.
I'm going to come see you. I will message you later for an appointment.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's wonderful. It's good to hear you, though.
You too. I'm really enjoying your sessions with other people because I'm picking up on things in my own life as well. So.
And that's what I hope. That's what I hope to accomplish. You know, if people ask questions, then I can answer them for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
how's your mom?
Well, thank you, and I am coming to see you.
Okay. How's your mom doing?
She is good, but I would like for her to come see you as well. I feel that she could use some insight as well.
Wonderful. I'll be happy to see her.
Awesome. We could schedule 2 appointments together? Not together, but,
sure.
one right after the other, yeah.
Of course. Okay. That would be
Awesome.
wonderful. Okay, I look forward to...
All right, well, thank you.
All right.
And I will definitely be seeing you soon.
Awesome.
Bye.
Look forward to seeing you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, and I'm so excited about your movie. I definitely want to see it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
All right, thank you, Dee. I'll see you soon.
All right. Night-night.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know who keeps doing
Turn
that.
it off.
Don't worry about it. Leave it. Okay, go on. What's next?
This next question is from Marie. She says, I have heard before that in a place that is haunted, if there are 3 sets of knocks, that means that whatever is haunting the place is mocking the Trinity. If this is true, what does it mean if there are
I have
5
no
sets
idea
of
who
knocks?
told you something like that. Are they marking the stars if there's 5 sets? That's ridiculous. No, they're not mocking the Trinity. I'm sorry that you had to hear something like that. Okay? That particular type of information comes from what we call charlatans. Those are people that really don't know their... Sorry, I almost jumped military there. Those are people that really don't know their shoe from their shoestrings. If you hear a third knock, that's when you can actually communicate. If you hear just 2, that's not a communique. That's an empty. In other words, there's nothing to communicate. Okay? So, we need to get out of things like that, mocking the Trinity. I'm sorry you had to hear that. So when you hear 5 knocks...
You have to see one and know what it meant.
Okay. Well, I just told you. That means that there's a communication and you can communicate back. If you hear 3. If you hear 5, then that's an insistent communication. Okay? Just because something is an odd or even, it depends on the situation. It means one thing or another. If you do happen to hear dual knocks, then it's a good idea not to answer. Do you understand? I want to make that perfectly clear. Good idea not to answer. However, if you hear 4, that changes the rule. Okay? So if you hear 5, it's just an insistence. Okay? You're dealing with the 5th dimension. Remember, you always deal with things dimensionally. Mocking the Trinity. That's like dead time.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, sorry, I don't mean to make light of your situation. It's a very good question. It's just, it amazes me some of the things that get around to people that are honestly seeking answers. So I'll tell you like this. All right. You can hear a knock, and anything that you hear is a form of communication. Do you understand? It's trying to get in touch with you, or it may just be a pattern. If you hear a dual knock, that's just a I'm here. You understand? That's what that is. Whether that's good or bad has to be determined. Okay? If you hear That's communication, especially if you hear it at your front door, okay, or at any door in the house, if that's where it's knocking, or even on a wall. And if you're there by yourself and you think that there might be someone in the house, please just get to a safe place. But if you're pretty sure that it came from something other than a physical being, then what you have to do is stop for a second to see if anything else happens. Now, if you get a feeling of foreboding from that doesn't mean to be paranoid, but if you get a feeling of foreboding, then you should do something, either vacate temporarily and then seek the help of your local paranormal group or your local exorcist or psychic policeman. If you hear the second knock inside, look around to see where it came from. And then ask yourself some questions. Was there someone recently in the house? Did they leave something in the house that may have been energy that is not compatible with the house? That's what that means. It's not compatible. Do you understand? It's not compatible with your energy. The third knock is compatible. If you hear 5, it is compatible. Okay? It's seeking an answer. Or it may be something to remind you. You hear 4, wait to see if you hear anything else. Okay? This is how it works. Keep this in mind. Okay? Alright, I hope that helps you. You don't answer that one.
Remember? Alright. Next question is from Arlisha Valentine, and
Hello.
we have a few people that are waiting patiently for this answer. She says, I tried connecting with the wind last week. I whistled 3 times and then asked to make a connection. I was passing by 2 little girls, and one happened to play a flute, and she blew it 3 times.
Really? See? A communication. It's the same as a knock. Do you understand? It's the exact same as a knock. That is a compatible communication. Okay? So at that particular point, I'm so sorry that this is not normal curriculum in school. Okay? Because that's actually quite beautiful experience. That person wanted you to know who they were. So that's why they did what they did 3 times. Okay?
A little girl.
Yeah. Had you known that, you would have responded. But you didn't know that because it's just not taught. It should be. It's supposed to be, but it's not. So the next time you hear that, you'll get the opportunity to correct it. When you do hear it, you can even ask. You can say, well, don't really ask, who are you? Just say, oh, hi, how are you? And then introduce yourself.
Who are you?
Yeah, just introduce yourself. Hi, I'm so-and-so. Welcome. What can I do for you? Okay? That was a peaceful greeting. So, that's what that was. What else have you got?
Oh, quite a few more questions, actually. Next question is from Rebecca again. She says, I have wanted a pet bird for a long time, and I'm having trouble deciding what type. Could you tune in and give me a suggestion?
Okay.
We got a hyacinth macabre.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
A bird, getting a pet bird is a huge responsibility. Okay? Huge responsibility.
Yeah.
You have to have a tolerance for birds, depending upon what kind you get. You know, especially if they can talk. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Of course, you can get the little Tweety birds. You know, just
Finches.
I would not suggest at all a cockatiel. They're really loud. And loud and incessive. Just totally repetitive. Okay, but if you have that kind of a tolerance, wonderful. You can try a dove, but doves have very poor constitutions. You can try those little tiny ones?
Finches.
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 Finches are great. They're not
So
loud.
Cute.
They're not hard to take care of. Parakeets are great too. You have to train them because they'll bite you if you handle them, and they're not trained. After a while, they get trained. Though. A hyacinth macaw is a great friend and an awesome bird, and is very, very beautiful. But Scooby's highly, like our hyacinth macaw, Scooby is highly opinionated. As a matter of fact,
He's very codependent.
yeah, why don't you go get him?
Oh.
Okay. And while you're at it, yeah, go ahead. Scooby is our hyacinth macaw. He's a beautiful bird, well versed, and since I've told you he's well versed, he'll probably come in and not say much because that's just how he is. But he can be creepy at times. Like he must have seen The Ring or one of those Japanese movies, because he'll wait until very late at night when everybody's just kind of watching a movie and go, or else he'll wait until he knows you're all alone, and he'll very mysteriously you're sitting there, if you're watching a movie or you're playing a video game, you're just relaxing, and or it's all quiet and you're the only one there. And I remember one time I was sitting there, and ghosts don't scare me. Spirits don't scare me. Okay? None of them. They've tried. It doesn't work. But I was sitting there, and of course I've got my full awareness up, and I all of a sudden, I'm right at this tense moment in the game, and I hear, "Hi!" And I stop and go, Scooby. So yeah, they have a great sense of humor. A parrot is a great companion. But remember, these are companions. These are not just, birds that you can sit somewhere and not do anything with. You have to have a relationship with them.
Thing, move.
There's Scooby.
Thing, move.
She's not moving.
Mhm.
This is Scooby. For those of you that don't know, this is our boy Scooby, and he loves girls. Why'd you put him on your shoulder?
That's just the way he
No.
went.
Good boy. See, look at him. See, he's a gorgeous bird. And this is the hyacinth macaw. This is not a parrot. Okay? No, he's not like Rio. He's tons smarter than Rio, aren't you?
She says, Rebecca says, I have been very much in love with birds, and more so as I get older, and I'm definitely thinking about finches. Are you?
Finches are great. I love finches. They go beep, 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 beep. Yep.
He was.
So this is Scooby. Scooby, do you have anything you would like to say to anybody? You want to say anything?
You might join in the conversation
Mhm.
if we keep talking.
You have anything you want to say? Go ahead and tell him. Hello. Tell him. You can say more than ha. I was telling him the story of how you tried to scare me. With your thing. Hi. Tell him. Hi. Anyway. This is Peekaboo.
Peekaboo with Ling.
Yeah, there's Ling. Ling doesn't like to have the show stolen from her. So, for those of you that have not seen her, come here, baby. Not down there. Come here. Okay? Come on. This is my Chow Chow. This is my girl. This is my big girl, Ling.
Hi, Ling. Hi,
Okay.
Ling. Hi.
She's
Hi, Ling.
a purebred Chow Chow. And regardless of what people say about
Hi.
chows, if you socialize a chow right, they're the most delightful animals ever. She is totally cute. Okay? She is the epitome of cute. Okay?
Hi, Ling.
And she's tough. She's strong. Her's furry. There's your big girl. Here's your big girl. Who's your big girl? Yeah. Okay? And, no, she's not mean. She's not vicious. It's because I've socialized her correctly. You're supposed to socialize your animals so that they don't attack people, so that they don't have fear of people so that they don't do things like get angry if a person approaches. Okay? So, there's Ling. You've met two of them. Steel is in the other room. Here's Scooby, and he loves Ling too. Okay? All of our animals get along fine with each other. Yeah, see? All of our animals get along just fine with each other. Okay. You want to sit down now? You want to sit down?
Julie Dujardin says, "This is a magic show going on here." We're gonna pull a rabbit out of our.
No, there's a rabbit
There
upstairs
is
though.
out of the office upstairs.
So anyway, go ahead and take him back. Night night, Scooby.
Yeah.
Let's say bye bye. Say night night. Say night night.
Maybe if you wave at him.
Let's go just take him.
Bye bye.
All right, so I would recommend the Hyacinth Macabre. They're very, very expensive. Okay, or if you happen to get gifted one, like we were gifted Scooby, that would even be more beautiful. You know, it's too bad we can't have things like owls or hawks or eagles or things like that for some unknown reason. But I would have a hawk, definitely, or a golden eagle. Yeah, you know. So pick your birds. If you like finches, finches are delightful, just delightful. Parakeets are great. Cockatiels, we have 3 up.
Oh my. Oh my.
But had we an aviary, we could. You know, so pick your birds wisely and understand this. They are animals. They are living. They are companions. You can have the same relationship with them that you have with people. You know, and Scooby can be as sweet as pie sometimes, and sometimes he's a real jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, understand, birds are people too. All right.
They are fickle people.
Yeah.
They are very fickle.
So no, it's just fickle, not pickled.
Fickle.
Yeah.
They are fickle.
Okay, so, I hope that helps you out. You know, check out some birds. See what it is that fits you. They're conures. Conures are awesome. And cockatoos. I love cockatoos.
The rose-crested cockatoos are beautiful.
I like the big white ones with
Those are the loudest ones.
that. Yeah, that's okay. I love them.
Yes.
All right. So what else have you got?
Ooh, we have a lot of questions.
Okay, what you got?
Alicia Valentine asks, "Can you talk more on the Mother Goddess? Do we offend her if we don't acknowledge her?"
No, you do not offend her. She understands the brashness of children. She also understands us. They don't have our issues. God and Goddess don't have our issues. There's no battle of the sexes with them. We create stupid things, you know. She doesn't get offended. I wonder sometimes if it not offends her, but hurts their feelings. Because see, nobody, honestly speaking, nobody wants to just be God's friend anymore. We've been taught to fear God. We've been taught to not even acknowledge the Goddess. And, you know, I did a song a while ago that's called Sun and Moon. And it talks about God and Goddess. And how we are all one. And what the Goddess can see and what the God can see and what they both do for us on a daily basis. You have to think about this. They must really care for us. And care and love seem to be inadequate words to keep us as a species. You know? And you know, we can all talk to them, but talk to them, not at them. The last thing that I believe that they want us to do is to be on our knees for anything. You can't do anything on your knees. Well, there's things you can do on your knees, like scrub and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. You have to get up and be counted. Remember, we are their children. We are their creations, and that means that we are royalty. Yet getting people to understand that is like pulling teeth from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know, we are one with them. We may not understand the full measure of what that is, but the measure is existing. And they look at us and look after us on a daily basis. You know, growing up, I was taught about God, and I was taught how vengeful God is. And no matter what I did, I was going to piss him off in one way, shape, or form. Well, I grew up very abused. And, like, people talk about physical abuse and emotional abuse and mental abuse. Guess what? They're all the same. They're all the same, and I suffered them all. So I had one recourse. You might say that it was almost forced. Those were not my parents. So I looked to God and Goddess as my parents. And when I said that, I meant that with full conviction. And no one will ever convince me otherwise. Like you talk about people with unshakable faith. No. My faith has transformed. It has transformed into knowing. I do not believe that there is God and that there is Goddess. I know that there are God and Goddess. And I know that I am a part of them. There is nothing that will convince me otherwise. So, I can tell you this. She doesn't get offended at all. She's bigger than us. Why should she be offended by the things that we do? We're her children, not the way around, not the other way around. She is far more powerful than we give her credit for. He is far more powerful than we give him credit for. We've been taught to think of an image. You know, there's an old bearded man that's God, and there's this beautiful flowing woman that's Goddess. Why can't they both be beautiful? Why can't they both be benevolent? Why can't they both be one? I myself strive to be one with them. Always. My consciousness is that. Yes, I have a goddess complex. For those of you that are wondering, I have a goddess complex. You know, that's just the way that it is. You walk into my office, you see exactly what I'm about. Okay. So, no, she doesn't get offended, thankfully. Neither does he, thankfully. Or they. But that's a good thought. Why not just be their friends? We are friends, you know. Talk to them. Let them know that you're thankful for things. Let them know that you appreciate things. And let them know that you are thinking of them. Hope that helps you. Good question. All right, what do you got?
Annabelle says, how do you know when it is appropriate to heal someone or let them pass on?
You do healing for healing's sake, and I'm not going to answer that other part of the question. You know better.
Continue. This next question is from Michelle Ayot. Hello. Yesterday I tried blending with the cheetah to run faster while I worked out. It was pretty cool, but today my feet and lower calves are killing me. Is it because of my muscles being used, or is it something else?
That's because your muscles were overexerting themselves. Cheetahs are pretty fast, you know, but cheetahs have a hard time stopping. You know, it's like you watch this cheetah chasing a deer, and then the antelope goes, and the cheetah goes wham. You know, so it's great that you can call on them. You just got to know when to ease up. That's great.
Yeah. Oh wow. Casey says she has 5 conures, all different kinds, and they're snuggly and get under blankets with her and snuggle in her shirt.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
That is cool. You should bring one by.
Yeah, you should. Scooby loves other birds. Oh my god, he
freaks out with other birds.
Yeah, he'll look at them and say, "Step up, come on." It's really cute. Alright, so next question is from Rebecca. She says, do you believe, as they say in the fiction book, the Celestine Prophecy, that when you meet someone, it's because they have an important message for you?
Oh, I know that, but not necessarily because they have an important message. They may have a role to play in your life, even if it's briefly. Yeah, not necessarily an important message. You have to take things like that with a grain of salt. Now, I happen to know that Mr. Redfield did have the principles down pat up until the 10th one. He kind of lost it, But his take on the insights were very, very correct to a degree. We are all a part of each other's lives. Okay, I myself have gotten to see the karmic records and or karmic maps and how they work, and there are rings and lines that go into rings and lines and steps and shapes and that are connected with whole other systems. So when you meet someone, they may have an important message for you, or they may just have what to do or what not to do. Or maybe you met them so that you know better than to associate with that type of person. Open the field, okay? That way you'll be better. Sometimes you got to know when to let go, when to just move on, okay? Other times you got to know that it's not time, or other times you got to know not to move on. Sometimes you just don't get involved at all. But you have to have a good discernment to understand that, and then a good discrimination to understand that. So I hope that helps you out.
We have a few responses.
Okay.
Rebecca says, yeah, an eagle.
Yeah.
In regards to her bird, a bird. And then she says, in regards to what you're talking about Celestine prophecy, that's very powerful, the unshakable faith, the goddess says it. That's very powerful, the unshakable faith, no, but faith turned to knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And Arlisha says, she asked this question regarding to the goddess question, because most of her dreams are about the father, and now she would like to build a relationship with the goddess.
You already have a relationship with the goddess. This is one of that other part that I didn't tell you, is that I grew up learning about God. Then I had to separate what it is that I learned about God from what I was told about God. People lie about God all the time. They blame God for things that have nothing to do with them. They write checks that God has to pay. And if God doesn't pay those checks, then they blame God. They ask questions such as, well, if God exists, then why does he allow such things to happen in the world? Because he gave us all free will. But you can be subjected to somebody else's free will, and their free will may not have your best interest at heart. Simple answer. It wasn't God that decided to kill anybody. Although the stories will say that God must have done it because that person didn't want to take responsibility for what they did, for the atrocity that they did. You hear it all the time. Okay, people that have committed mass murder telling themselves that God told them to do it, and it's a lie. So God gets lied on a lot, but then so does the goddess get lied on a lot. Think about what millions of people went through backing the goddess, and because someone wanted everything to be about the man or about the male perspective, they decided to call everyone who was into goddess consciousness witches or evil or bad or heretics or whatever, and basically what they did was totally try to run the goddess through the mud. But see, you already know the goddess. You just have to accept that you know the goddess. I grew up knowing God, learning God and knowing God. There was a point in time in my life where I truly believed that God did not like me. Not because I was mad at anything, but I really believed he didn't like me. My life was so horrible. But then I made a decision. I said, well, that's great. Okay, you don't like me, but you can't stop me from loving you. And it was then that I came to the realization that, wait a second, who said that God didn't love me in the first place? Maybe it was just me. Maybe I needed to change some things. And I did. I changed a lot of things. But then I got introduced to the goddess. I always knew that there was the goddess, but we get taught these stupid things, and I thought that, I'm a guy, so I'm supposed to talk to God, right? So look, being a telepath doesn't mean that you always choose the right thing. It just means that you can see the right thing. So I remember one day I was sitting under this huge statue of Athena, and I personally loved Athena, still do. And I said to myself, because my name means benevolent God's champion, one who destroys evil. I said, I really don't feel like God's champion today. I had just had a horrible week. And then I heard this woman's voice in my head that said, well, that's because you forgot we needed a champion too. And there was this moment that I just went, really great, Mr. Telepath, man. You didn't figure that out. So that particular moment, I said, I get it. And it was life-changing for me. Very life-changing. I've been on this track of getting to know the goddess. And you know something? It's not enough to say that you want to get to know the goddess. Especially if you're a guy. You have to stand up for her. You do. And I do. Vehemently. So when she says, oh, they're into the goddess, I say, yes, I am. 100%. And truthfully speaking, if someone were to tell me, whatever body that there was, that if I didn't give up my belief in the goddess that I would die, then I would just have to die, wouldn't I? You can't pull me away from her. But see, you need to know God for what God really is. And know the goddess for what the goddess really is. And who she really is. And what she really does. And when you decide to do that, you're in for an entirely different world. And you know something? I do not regret my decision to be goddess conscious one bit. She sticks up for you. She stuck up for me. She still does. Sometimes I think she just thinks I'm special. Other times, and I've been told by old visionaries, a woman came in and said, you know that goddess spirit thinks that goddess that you talk about all the time, she just thinks you're the cat's meow. And I don't know exactly what to say about this, but this woman is 80 years old. I'm not going to argue with her. Okay, so I can only tell you my experience. I can only tell you how I feel about her and how I feel about divinity, period. I do not disrespect God, nor do I disrespect the goddess. And I make it a point to never disrespect the Holy Spirit. However, whatever that is, each person has their own relationship. I do not see God as a long, white-bearded man that sits up and waiting to throw me into a lake of fire. I see them as my parents. I see them as who runs me. I see them as who speaks through me. All I've ever wanted to do is be the voice of God and Goddess. And ironically, sometimes I actually get to be that. So, I'm a voice. And that's what they tell me. I am a Metatron. I am a voice in training. I have to say that. I don't know what all that means. All I know is that that's what I am. So, find out what you like. Build a relationship with him. Don't choose one over the other. Let them choose you. Then it all works. You start to learn the truth about things. You start to learn that there wasn't just Jesus. There was also who they like to call Magdalene. And that they did things together. They really did, you know. Or, you know, did you just not get the whole bread and fish thing? Did you not get that wherever two or more are gathered in my name, I am there? Did you not get that one says, blessed are the meek, and the other says, for they shall inherit the earth? For the peacemakers. Did you not get that? One. Anyway, long story. So hopefully that helps you out. Strength and beauty. They change. Okay, what else have you got?
We have a few comments.
All right.
Let's see. Michelle Yote says, thanks, my feet were pretty quick. It was cool. Natalia posted a picture of their Weimaraner, yes, watching us on their computer.
Awesome.
That was pretty cute. Rebecca says, in regards to the author of the Celestine Prophecy, he basically talked about how we're coming into an age of communication, and just look since then how the internet has exploded. There's so much information now.
Mm. Yes, there is. Use it, but use it wisely.
And Casey Salter says, amen, brother. And
Thank you very much.
That is it.
Awesome. Okay, so what time is it?
It is 9:16.
Wow, went over a little bit, but that's okay. It's my show. I would like to thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope that I have shed some light on your home and helped you reach some of the conclusions that you need to reach. Tell your friends about us. The more that watch us, the better. And if you feel that we have helped you in any way, shape, or form, please go to www.asktheunicorn.com, make a donation, or www.unicorn-code.com and make a donation. Check out our Falkir, the movie site. Okay, there'll be things posted. This week I get to wear my Thor outfit. Wait, Thor outfit. And I'm pretty excited about that. So, see us next week. Thank you again for joining us on The Way of the Unicorn / Ask the Unicorn. You all have a beautiful week. Try to be good to each other, alright? Okay? Have a good week.
Good night.